So why are professional sports bettors switching to not risking their own money when they're betting on sports anymore? Professional sports bettors are moving away from FanDuel, DraftKings, BetMGM, those regular sports books, and they're starting to place their picks on a site called Player Profit. These funded sports picking platforms are taking over. Now, I'm going to explain exactly why that is and exactly why I choose to do the exact same thing. Now, I still do place picks sometimes on a regular sports book, but for the most part, I place all my picks on Player Profit, which is a funded sports picking platform. Now, I'm going to run through exactly why that is and why you might want to consider the same thing, or maybe don't consider it. We're going to run through the pros and the cons and who it's right for and who it's not right for. So, first off, as you guys can see right now, I've got 400K funded accounts. These are all pro accounts. What that means is there's a standard and a pro, which I'm going to run through right here. There's a standard and a pro account, and they both have some different features, which I'm going to explain a little bit later in the video. Now, first thing we're going to do is let's head over here to the account. So, what a funded sports picking platform is a platform who is looking for anyone who can prove that they're profitable. You have to pass their challenge to prove you're profitable, and then you get funded. So I paid $1,500 for this 100K pro account, and once I pass the challenge, I get funded. Now, just at the beginning of June, I cashed out on one of my funded accounts for 30K. And I've taken several big withdrawals from Player Profit because I'm able to prove that I'm profitable, pass the challenge, and then take that funded account and grow it. Now, again, paid $1,500, got a 100K funded account. I then have to pass the challenge, going up 20% without going down 15%, which is 15K. And then once I do that, go up 20%, I do it twice, and then I'm funded 100K. I get to keep 70% of the profits. And again, I'm not risking any of my own money. There's no credit attached to it. It's not like I'm borrowing money. I'm just simply paying the 1,500, pass the challenge, and then they're bankrolling my picks. Simple as that. So on this funded account, I've placed three picks. I've gone 2 wins, 1 loss. Placed the Dodgers, the Giants, and then Bryce Mitchell money line. So two of these won, obviously. This one obviously lost. So far the funded account is up just about 2K. So I just got to gain 18K more, and I pass into phase two, which I've done this many times. Been using funded accounts for the past year or so, and I've tried some different platforms. Player Profit's the only one that I use and trust, but yeah, as you guys can see, tracks each day, profit loss. Now, I just got this count a few days ago, and then I got a few more when they released a promo that they ran. But, you know, that's kind of how it works. I can place all the picks that I regularly place. Basketball, obviously, there's nothing going on, but baseball, once it loads, I'm connected to my hotspot, so it might be a little bit slow. But, or we can go over to football here. We'll see the Hall of Fame game on here once my connection loads in. There we go. Okay, cool. Sorry about that, guys. So as you can see, Hall of Fame game right here. And it'll be the same thing for baseball. It might take a minute to load again because my connection's a little bit poor. But that is how it works. All the lines that there are on a regular sports book, it's the same. You place your picks with Player Profits Bankroll on here. And again, once you pass the challenge, you get funded. When you're in those phase one and phase two, you're technically on a simulated account. You're just trying to pass the challenge and get funded. Now, who is the right person to get a funded account and who's the wrong person to get a funded account? So I would say if you're someone who's already placing picks with 5, 10, 15, 20K per pick, and you don't really care about your bankroll, you're just fine, rolling whatever, and you're above that, probably above a 10K unit size, then funded sports picking is probably not going to be for you because the highest you're going to be able to place your picks is going to be a 10K unit size on the pro account. Now, if you are below that, I would say this is definitely something that you should consider because what funded sports picking allows you to do is essentially, let's go up here to the site. It allows you, again, take a challenge, passing funded, and keep the profits. So it allows you, if you are, let's say, someone with $1,000 bankroll on DraftKings, right? $1,000 bankroll on DraftKings. You put $1,000 into your DraftKings account. You place your picks with $1,000. You're probably following bad bankroll management. You're not placing 1% of your bankroll per unit like you should be, and you know you're risking your entire bankroll in a single sitting just to make some decent profits. Because if you're placing anything less than a 50 or $100 unit size, you're probably not going to be too happy with your profits when you cash out. So you're probably following bad bankroll management and you're risking your own money, right? If you're going on player profit, let's say, you wanted to make some higher profits, but you don't want to risk all of that $1,000. You'd go grab maybe a 25K funded account for $500. You then pass the challenge, prove that you're profitable, and now your unit size is 250 to 1250. And again, you're not risking your own money. You're using Player Profits bankroll every single day. They're funding the picks. You are putting up the skill behind them. So think about that for a minute. 250 up to 1250 per pick, and you're not risking any of your own money. The only money that you're risking is this $500 that you're, you know, paying to buy the funded account challenge. Now, the reason why that's such an advantage is because if you have $1,000 in DraftKings, maybe you're doing $100 a pick with terrible bankroll management. That's 10% of bankroll per unit. Anyone who's good at sports betting knows that is terrible bankroll management. You're going to lose long term doing that. But even then, your profits on a funded account with risking less money are going to be more because you're able to, let's say you go 2% of bankroll per unit and you're doing roughly what, $500 a unit. That is 5 times more that you're able to put down per pick. So there's really a massive upside for anyone who doesn't have a massive bankroll or just doesn't want to risk their own money. For me personally, I've got a 3K unit size, but I still place my picks on Player Profit because they'll fund me and I'll be able to place picks from, up to a 10K unit size. So it's no problem for me. And why would I risk my own money on a regular sports book when Player Profit will fund my bankroll? And then now with the new pro account, I get to keep 85% of my profits. So, it's absolutely huge. Now that you understand exactly what these funded accounts are and why they're so valuable, let's go ahead and run through the difference between the standard and the pro and which one is going to be, the one that you might want to choose, the one that I choose too. It kind of depends, right? So up to yesterday or up to 2 days ago, the 100K standard was the superior account because you could place 1 to 5% of bankroll per unit, and there was no difference between a standard and a pro other than the fact that you could do 2 to 10% instead of 1 to 5, which is not that big of a deal. But now with the pro account, which I might not say it on here, let's see. Now with the pro account, which actually, let's go back to my account. Now with the pro account, there's live picking available, same game parlays available, a 0% cash out fee, and 85% profit split. So what that means is when I take this 100K funded account, once I pass the challenge, prove them profitable, which I've again already done on several other accounts and withdrawn, I will, let's say I take the account from 100 to 200K, which is pretty large. I'm probably not going to take it that high. I'll probably go for like 30 or 40K, 50K, and then take a withdrawal. Say I just take it to 200K just to make it simple for the numbers. I'm then keeping 85K in profit because that's the profit. I take 100 up to 200, 100K is the total profit. I keep 85%. So think about that. I didn't risk any amount of money and I'm keeping 85% of the profits using their bankroll. So that's the pro. That's the pro to a pro account. Now, I, currently have 4 pro accounts, pro 100K accounts, because again, that's absolutely huge. And they ran a promo where they're keeping the price at the exact same price. They're not raising the price until July 31st, where they're going to have it be 2 times the price of the standard. So standard is, $9.99. Pro is 1,499. It'll be 2K on July 31st. So that's why I loaded up on pro accounts. And then if you guys want to do the same thing again, you don't have to use my affiliate code. I don't want you guys to feel like I'm like pushing something down your throat and telling you to use something just because I'm making money off of commission. But I'm just telling you guys this is what I use to place my sports picks in 2025 and what I recommend that you do the exact same thing because this is, this is the way to do it. This is the way that all the pros are switching to. And this is the way that you're going to really see a significant profit this NFL season, even if you have a small bankroll. So you can use my code Cole. You'll get an extra 10% off. Again, don't feel like you have to use it. Obviously, I do get a commission from that, but I don't want you to feel like I'm just making this video because I want you to sign up for, for Player Profit with my code. I'm making this video because I truly know how valuable this is going to be for you guys this NFL season and this football season in general. And I want you guys to, be able to take advantage of this as well. So you can use this code. Again, if you don't want me to get commission, I'm not holding against you at all. It's up to you what you want to do. And yeah, so I'd recommend that you guys get a funded account. The way that I would get your funded account is if you have a $10 unit size on a regular sports book, I would go for the 5K funded account so you can be at a $100 unit. Actually, sorry. If you're taking a standard account, which is probably what you should start off with, unless you're going for 100K pro. If you're going for okay, Sorry, let me clear that up. If you're going for a smaller account, you should probably start off with the standard. If you're going for 25K plus, you should probably start off with the pro. So if you're going for, let's say, a 10K funded account, you only spend 250. You would start with a $100 unit size. That's if you have a $10 unit size on a regular sports book. Now, if you have a $100 unit size on a regular sports book, I would head over here to the pro and get a 50K where you can place 1K to 5K per unit. That's the way that I would do it. And then again, you can use my code Cole for any of these accounts. Um, but yeah, it's all depending on your unit size. Obviously, you don't want to get too big of an account if you only have $1,000 to bet with. You probably don't want to get with the 100K account because you're spending all of your money on that. You probably want to get like a 25K or maybe a 10K pro or something like that. But yeah, hopefully that helps you guys out, and I'm excited for you guys to make a ton of money this football season using Player Profit because this is the way that I will be doing it, and the way that I've been doing it for about a year, and I've seen it over double my profits sports betting. So yeah, I'll put the link down in the bio as well for you guys to go get your funded account, and let's get after it, guys.